Okay, Holy Smoking Pipe Padre coming at you, folks. How are you doing today? Let's see here. Hold on a second. I have to do this. You'll have to excuse me just for a minute here. I just got to do this just for a second before I get started here. No, I'm doing my Abel de Seal impersonation here. I think it's more like this, talking into my snowball mic, sounding very articulate and urbane and somebody who is extremely thoughtful and articulate and urbane and also bald. I don't have well, if I shaved my head, I'd probably be looking a little bit more like Abel de Seal, or so Don Bauer says, a baby seal. Okay, so there we go. I just had to do that. He has a snowball mic and he holds it in his hand like a baseball. You know, it's just kind of cool in some ways. Kind of like holding a pipe. So I'm not hating on him. I'm not hating on him at all. You know, not at all. Great guy. Okay, so let me just screw this back up here. Pardon the extra sound effects here. Okay, so there we go. My blue snowball mic. Okay, so what am I doing here? Oops. Oh, heck. Heck. Bad words come to mind. Bad words come to mind. Was trying to, of course I didn't actually light this pipe. I have a little fireside, pipe-side chat here. Maybe I should just go ahead and do that now. I'm not doing a 360 video. Hold on a second. Okay, good. So, yeah, I've had a few people make comments, although the 360 videos were interesting. A couple things. One, some people couldn't play them. You had to have a special browser, and your machine had to be... Hold on a second. Oh, wow. There's my pipe temper. Got to get my pipe temper. Wow, this is good. Okay, this is a Christen pipe. I always got these confused with falcon pipes, but this is a Christen. And in it, I am smoking the delicious St. Bruno from the one and only Bruno, the Daily Puffer. So Bruno, I foist this pipe in your honor. Hopefully you're still watching videos. And we'll even make a wonderful reemergence and share another wonderful video with all of us someday soon. Okay. Wow, this is really, really good. So anyway, I'm here with this Christen pipe, which is one of my uniquer pipes. Uniquer pipes. You can tell I'm college educated. Hold on a second. I want to get there's a little funny raspy sounding thing here, and I don't know what that is. Could just be just a little bit of condensation or moisture, not sure what. But anyway, I've had this pipe for, gosh, I think I got this when I was in seminary. And it's not a pipe that I probably would have got on my own Uh, oh. I think I saw this at the Stanford Mall tobacco shop, Tinderbox, back when I was going to seminary. I got some coffee here. So I think a friend of mine had one of these, and I just was intrigued by it. And so anyway, I decided to get one. And you know, it's an interesting pipe. It's not obviously your traditional pipe. It's kind of more of a modern art masterpiece kind of a thing. And yes, I probably need to give it a little clean up there when I get looking forward to getting my buffer wheel maybe today, and giving it the refurbished treatment. But it's a champion little smoker. And I have to say, I'm very impressed with St. Bruno, because that little pouch was, again, mea culpa, mea maxima culpa to all those of you who are aghast that I do not take better care of my precious tobaccos. The St. Bruno was a bit on the dry side, I will be honest, but you know what? Surprisingly, it is not smoking harsh or too hot. I'm actually quite impressed. I'll use this old boy and see if this will work. So anyway, here I am. I just made another video the other day, kind of going through, rummaging through, I would say, my tobacco collection, if you can call it that. I'm just saying my tobacco accumulation, actually. So anyway, I got a nice little shout out from a guy named Pipe Master Michael, I think his name is, and he's a new guy. I guess he's fairly new, and he was kind enough to say hello to the old Padre and wish my cat well, and I appreciated that. So I apologize that I don't have any little kitty cats here. Little kitty cat is outside playing in her jungle. All the little kitty cats that I've had have been mostly indoor and outdoor cats. So, like most cats, they like to go outside. If they have a backyard, why not? So, I think I told you the story. The chickens made it kind of almost impossible to at least get a kitten or a puppy, because the chickens were quite large and they were quite vicious. And although I have no ill will towards my feathered friends, it just got to be too much of a nuisance, cleaning up after their droppings and kind of invading the patio. So I decided that maybe it's time that the chickens go away, so I could eventually get a pet of my choosing. So anyway, there you have it. So anyway, little Elsie's outside, rummaging around. So thank you for all your best wishes there, Michael and others who have said little nice things, positive things about my little friend, my little cat friend, Elsie. So she's doing well, though. Wow, this is really good. St. Bruno. Saw a couple interesting old pipe commercials on YouTube the other day about different pipe tobaccos, the drugstore type pipe tobaccos. And kind of brought back some memories. Now, some of them like Condor. I don't think I ever saw those. There was the half and half one. I think I saw it was a half and half or Carter Hall. And I remember that Carter Hall pipe tobacco commercial. It was more of a cartoon. Maybe I'll see if one of these days I'll just download it and play it for you. Or you can go on YouTube and find it yourself. But anyway, so the old pipe tobacco commercials. Back in the days when you could have cigarette commercials and tobacco commercials on TV. So anyway, so I'm here today. It's another one of my penultimate day off. My penultimate, little holiday here. Tomorrow will be the last day, and then for Saturday it's back to parish life again. So, but I was going through, as you know, I've been kind of trying to organize my quote-unquote collection. And actually rotate things, clean things up, organize. And we'll just try and take it one step at a time. So, Michael, the pipe master, kind of had a question, and not that I have any answers, but it was a thought-provoking question. I think all of us, one time or another, probably raised the question. And he was talking about Dunhill pipes and the mystery of Dunhill pipes. And he was enjoying an Aristocob, I think it was, or a Missouri Meerschaum, one of the two. And where did I put my? See, I have not put everything out, and I know that I have a couple of those General MacArthur Missouri Meerschaums, which I also love. Anyway, trying to figure out where I put them. Anyway, so I'll find them. I'll find them eventually. That's one thing I've kind of learned is just be patient. I'll find them. So anyway, he was talking about, are Dunhills really all that great? Or is it just mostly hype or, other people's interest? He was also mentioned that, he could also buy a nice pipe from some of our YouTube pipe carvers, like Philip Rivera's, Sparky's Pipes, Scott there. Hold on a second. I normally don't do this, but sometimes I do get little emergencies and I got to check out. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Getting into another little debate with some of my vegan friends. I'll answer his comments later. So anyway, but getting back to Pipe Master and talking about Dunhills. Oh yeah, and the pipe carvers. He said he got by a pipe, nice pipe, which is true from a lot of the people who are making pipes. Again, like I said, Philip Rivera, Sparky's Pipes, Scott. These are the ones that I remember. And I actually purchased one, Geo Pipes, John Giovanni. He's in Canada, I think. Did I say Joe Case? I think I said Joe Case. I think those are the ones that I'm familiar with, those four gentlemen. I know there's others out there too. I just don't remember their names, and I don't want to just give you the wrong name and then have you go looking up and say, well, there's nobody up by that name. And I'm just, again, sometimes I, think of their YouTube pipe handle, YouTube Pipe Presenter channel, and sometimes they have a different think there's one guy named, oh gosh, is it Jay Allen? Jay Allen? I think he makes pipes. Anyway, he has a couple of videos on buffing things out. Really good. And of course, J.M. Boswell. You can't forget J.M. Hey, J.M. God love you. Great tobacconist, that guy is. Anyway, so you talk about, or Michael talks about, Pipe Master talks about, well, are Dunhills really all that good, or is it just mostly hype, or, what are people really buying into? Well, certainly, you're going to buy a quality product. But again, there's no, pipes are unique. And we all have our likes and our dislikes. And those of you who are, if you're like me, and I am, my very first Dunhill, I think, was an estate Dunhill. I got a brand new one a little bit later when I finally saved up all my box tops and sent them in. But I got an estate Dunhill. At the Briar Patch. It was a restored Dunhill, and it was excellent. It's my little Canadian, my very first Canadian. I love that pipe. Great little smoker. But now, sometimes you can be, you could probably be seduced into buying something that looks great. I have a pipe that I have that goes back to my college days. Let me show it to you. Hold on. And I have smoked this before. This is a Ben Wade, I believe. So it's a good name in pipes. Let me get my Sherlock Holmes magnifying glass out here. A little Debussy in the background, by the way. Masks and burger masks. Oh yeah, here we go. I need some better light though. That's a Ben Wade. Called a spiral, obviously. I call it a volcano pipe. Mysterious mountain pipe or something, Okay, now this pipe feels great in the hand. Well, at least when it's cold. But do you see the problem with this, folks? Do you see the problem with that? Most of you readily see exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of a poker pipe, kind of, sort of. You could set it down, sort of, kind of, but it's kind of precarious. It's not really sitting flat. Yes, and it needs to be cleaned and polished. I bought this pipe because I thought it looked so cool. Just thought this was like the bee's knees, the cat's whiskers. It's a nice looking pipe, especially when it's all polished and cleaned up. But it is not a good smoking pipe. The walls are way, way too thin. Yeah, it's got a huge deep well, and if you fill it up like I have on many occasions, the problem is that you can't even hold it. It gets too hot. And if I had been smoking this on a regular basis, it probably wouldn't even be here now. It probably would have burned a hole in it. In fact, I might even look at it and kind of say, well, is there a hole in it or not? Haven't checked that out lately. Nice looking pipe. In some ways, like I said, I love the feel of this in my hand. But the problem is that it gets way, way too hot. It gets way, way too hot. So anyway, and you can find a Dunhill that probably looks great. Now, chances are, I'm not saying you won't find a Dunhill that's like a lemon, but some pipes just have better attributes. Like, for example, this has got some kind of a gurgle in it, or some kind of there's something I haven't really cleaned it out in a while. Probably some dead bugs in there. Natural filters, dead bugs. But so, the question, that Michael raises, well, are Dunhills really all that great, and why do people spend all the money for them? Well, anything that is a high ticket commodity, sort of like, you're going to pay more for these things. They're mostly collector items, I think. Now, the guy who got me interested in the Dunhills was old Dunhill Man UK. That was his original moniker there, his nom de guerre, nom de plume, and he just convinced me that if I wanted something that was going to just be this absolute dream smoking machine, well, the Dunhill was the way to go. Now, am I going to say that I have found that not to be the case? No. But to be honest, folks, with a few exceptions, and again, I had a couple of pipes that looked great, but they really weren't good smoking pipes. I had one that had this. It looked like a bulldog, it looked like somebody who from outer space tried to make this bulldog shape. And I don't know what they did, but they made it look so awesome. I mean, it was an awesome looking pipe. I mean, it was like, whoa! I saw this pipe in Briar Patch, and I said, man, I've got to have that. It was a beautiful rusticated. I think I gave it away to somebody. I can't remember now. I don't have it in my collection. But I tried smoking it like 2 or 3 times, and the little stem was not properly seated, and it just was a terrible. I mean, you had to like try to. It was like you couldn't hardly even smoke it. Now, to be fair, I probably could have sent it off to Joe Case's studio, and he probably could have looked at it and fixed it for me, no problem. And would it be worth his time and my money? Yeah, possibly. It would have been maybe he could have saved it, but it was just terrible smoker. Again, this pipe here looks great, and if you just put a little bit of tobacco in there, and maybe have a little 20-minute bowl, it's probably mostly put it down at the bottom, it's going to be fine. I mean. But still, it's not really a great smoker. I've had corncob pipes that smoke way better than that. The only problem with the corncob pipe is they do fall apart. I had one corncob pipe that I really, really liked. Only one day to find it had cracked because of moisture or something, and it was no longer smokable. It was a nice pipe, but it didn't have maybe the durability that you would probably get if you bought a little bit more expensive pipe. But the good thing about being a part of the YouTube pipe community is that we do have so many, and I made a video about this a couple of videos back about the pipe artisans that we have, and I know there are many more, and if I hurt your feelings by not mentioning you, send me a link and let me look at your videos, and I will. I'm sure that I would. Okay, let me ask. Somebody would say, "Well, would you use the money to buy? Let's say if you wanted to buy a brand new Dunhill, and you're talking some big Benjamin Franklins there. You could probably get several great quality pipes if you commissioned, say Joe or Scott or Philip or Giovanni or any of these other guys, and they would make you a really nice pipe that that's actually going to be very unique. All pipes, I think, are unique to some extent. I mean, some of them were mass produced, the drugstore type ones, but even the little Dr. Graybow ones, or the Medico pipes. You know, a pipe is such an individual choice. And a lot of times it's the people that I know have been really inveterate pipe smokers. I mean, guys who really smoke a pipe. I mean, they don't. I'm kind of a dilettante. I kind of casually do it once in a while. You know, have some time off and I can enjoy a pipe, and I do. But there are people that, you know, okay, for whatever reason, and this is not a judgment call on them, but they smoke every day. They smoke all the time, every day. You know, they're constantly, maybe they're in a workshop environment. You know, my brother he was a daily pipe smoker. He had a situation. He was in his later years, when he was retired, he kind of got a janitorial job. He had a boss that was cool with pipe smoking, so they could go outside, you know, in this little patio at break time and lunchtime, and they could smoke pipes together and talk and eat their lunch, and then they go back. So that was part of my brother's daily routine. So, which is fine. I'm not a daily pipe smoker, so I mean, I could have, I guess I really wanted to, but again, part of the fact is I work with the public, and sometimes if you are perfumed with pipe aroma, some people, you know, kind of, you know, it's just the culture we live in. So I'm pretty reluctant to, if I'm going to be, you know, say doing a funeral or a wedding or a baptism, you know, I try to wait till after. That way people aren't kind of, you know, some people are offended, then I won't offend their sensibilities. But if I was somebody who did smoke all the time, I mean, I would probably have like a little shop pipe or a little work companion pipe that I would probably kind of have a little affectionate bond with, and I would just, you know, use it all the time. And over time, the little idiosyncrasies in the pipe, the little characteristics of pipes will come through, and I'd say, well, this smokes certain tobaccos better than others. Some pipes will take to say more of an English blend as opposed to a aromatic blend, you know, and they all burn differently because of the tobacco cut. You know, some are like a flake pipe tobacco, some are ready rubbed, some are shag cut, some are ribbon cut, you know, and it's like grinds of coffee. They all kind of are meant to be processed in different, you know, coffee things. Like, for example, I don't think you would do an espresso in a French press. I mean, I guess you could, but you know, espresso is for an espresso machine, and French press is a different kind of a grind, and it's different than drip. You know, I mean, I think you get my drift here, what I'm trying to say. So again, but again, if you buy a Dunhill, you know, it's an individual choice. And again, if you're looking to get a Dunhill and check one out, I think estate Dunhills are really a great way to go. So if you're lucky to have a nice pipe shop like the Briar Patch or a Tinderbox, or was it Upton's in Tennessee or someplace like that, or Smoky Joe's pipe shop or something like that, you know, or a place that carries real pipes. There's a lot of these places now that are pretty much catering to, I would say, the nouveau quote unquote pipe smokers. You know, the young college kids that want to smoke, you know, hookahs, and I'm not against hookahs. Hookahs are nice, wonderful. I haven't actually smoked one. I think I have once. But they look like briar pipes, but I don't think they're even briar pipes. I just think they're synthetic looking briar pipes. And maybe they are briar pipes, but they're not the old fashioned Medico or Dr. Grabo pipes. They're just, I don't know. Maybe they're made in China kind of thing. I don't know. So the old saying is you get what you pay for, but you also have to be, you know, realistic too, and you know, what kind of pipe do you like? You know, that's really what it boils down to, is what do you like? You know, There are some people that just love these Christens or falcon pipes. I know it's not a falcon pipe, I know that. It's similar. But, you know, and some people like traditional, some people like Meerschaums. Got one of my Meerschaums out here I was going to show you. I was actually going to smoke this Bacchus pipe. It's a Meerschaum. Now I don't see a lot of people smoking Meerschaums. Meerschaums are, I think they're beautiful. They might be a little too over the top for some people. Maybe some people are a little afraid because they seem to be very light and delicate, which they are. Ooh, that's a nice pipe. But, you know, I would say that, again, you wouldn't, well, you probably wouldn't use this as a work pipe. I mean, maybe some people, if this, say, fell and say, broke off part of this crown, the leaf, you know, filigree or something, and now it's not really worth, you know, your time to try to color it and play with it and doll it up and all that stuff that a lot of Meerschaum smokers like to do. You know, but let's just say it's still the bowl was still intact, and even though it was kind of, you know, maybe ugly because of it fell and broke or something, but the bowl was still not still intact and everything. You could probably make this into a you know, workshop pipe, you know. I mean, as long as you were still careful with it. This, I really like the feel of this in my hand too. This has a nice feel. Has a nice acrylic stem. A little thick stem though. This has a little thinner bite to it. It's comfortable. But anyway, so but Meerschaum pipes are fantastic. They are great smoking pipes. Very, very dry, cool smoke. So, you know, I will say personally, am I happy with the choices, the Dunhill choices that I have? And I would say absolutely. I don't think I have one. There might have been one Dunhill that I did have that I wasn't too happy with. I have some Peterson pipes. I have the infamous P-lip Peterson, and that's a different animal altogether. I have a couple Petersons. They're nice pipes, don't get me wrong, but they smoke hot. The bowls are small and thin, and I have the Basil Rathbone Sherlock Holmes replica, which I love. Great smoking pipe. It's like a tank. It's like a Sherman tank. And it needs to be cleaned up. But anyway, but then I have a baby Peterson that's a basket, kind of a basket calabash that resembles the bigger one, and it doesn't smoke that well. Now, part of it also has to do with how you smoke a pipe. I do tend to be a pipe smoker that smokes very quickly. A lot of times, you know, as opposed to sipping. We say sipping the tobacco and, you know, really letting it linger, and, you know. But I would say most of the Dunhills that I have I don't think I have any real complaints. Like I said, there might be one. I can't remember right off the hand there. I remember there was one estate one that I got that I was like going, this isn't really all that great. But for the most part, I haven't had any major problems. I have to be honest though, as far as pipes and pipe collecting, you know, there's I don't really see myself going out and buying any more pipes. I feel that at this point in my life, I've got the basic shapes that I like, the basic textures that I like, you know, the basic, you know, classic pipes you have, and again, my goal now is to be able to refurbish them and keep them looking great. That's the next level of this whole pipe adventure. And then just, be able to rotate them and enjoy them on a little more frequent basis, because a lot of times they get polished up and then I have to move, then they get boxed up, and then I have to start the whole thing all over again. So this time I'm going to try to organize. And I even have a box of some secondhand pipes. I used to have a box. I got to find it, where I was actually going to just either give them away to some of my YouTube viewers and just say, hey, I'll have a little contest. I'll show you what it is. Once I get them all cleaned up and looking nice, and maybe have a little contest where I just give away some nice pipes. They're not going to be expensive pipes, but they might be something you might be looking for, So anyway, that's kind of where I wanted to talk about this on this video. Again, check out Pipe Master. I notice that some people that leave comments don't really... they're viewers, but they're not real pipe presenters. So if you're a person who's just kind of out there, you're new to the hobby and stuff, introduce yourself, say hi, become part of the clubhouse, make a few videos. Because the thing is that a lot of the things that I've learned in the course of my little love affair with the briar and the pipes have a lot of the information I've gleaned from YouTube pipe presenters. I learned a really cool little trick. I'm going to try it. I think it's probably genuine. A guy was showing how to clean silver on your pipes, and I have several pipes that have silver finishes on them, or appointments on them, or accents, I should say, silver accents, bands and such. And normally, when I've cleaned the silver, I've used, was it Twinkle? Just quickly rub a little of that on there and rinse it off real quick and wipe it down, and it seems to do the trick fine. But another guy was showing just taking some good old-fashioned white tobacco ash and rubbing it on there, and it just polishes them just like brand new. And I went, wow, that's a cool little trick. So I'm going to try that little hack. And I'm learning from, like I said, the last couple of videos I've been talking about, learning how to buff out pipes again. So there's some good guys out there, and gals. There's a gal out there was talking about the Obsidian Pipe Stem Rejuvenator. So anyway, the thing is that Dunhills are good pipes. Are they overrated? I would have to say, kind of like Apple products, they're probably overrated. They're overpriced. You are paying for a brand name. There's no doubt about that. It's the price of admission. Do you need a Dunhill? No. Do I need a Dunhill? No. That's why I've pretty much decided. I think if I actually saw a Dunhill calabash, I might be tempted to get one of those, maybe. But even now, I'm not really looking to buy any more pipes. So anyway, we've done this screen flow. I don't know if this is going to work or not. So I've been kind of testing out ScreenFlow 6. That's for you, Richard. You like a little bit of tech there in the pipe video there. So I'm doing some ScreenFlow stuff. I'm going to do another ScreenFlow, probably a little bit more. Oh, one of the things I was going to say about one other pipe presenter I've been kind of watching his videos, Stuff and Things. His name is Bradley. Interesting fellow. I like his format because in some ways it reminds me a little bit of myself, I guess, because he does talk about a lot about pipes, but he don't talk about other things. Obviously, Stuff and Things. And I kind of like that format because, again, I think pipe smoking kind of lends itself to talking about other things, whether it's maybe politics or philosophy or religion or veganism or diet and exercise. So anyway, I kind of like his channel. He has an interesting channel. Again, I've been kind of lurking myself, kind of checking out different people, and as I'm trying to get information on how to do pipe restoration. So basically, I've stumbled on some interesting YouTubers, and I've had a few YouTubers ask me some questions lately, and so I've been trying to answer them either in the comments or even make a video. The last video was a response to Powell in Poland about my favorite pipe tobacco. So anyway, that's basically all for now. I'll sign off and wish you all a great day, and be back with another video when I'm good and ready. Yeah. So hey, whatever pipe you like, it's a personal choice, but spend some time with your favorite little pipe and enjoy a bowl and have a good day. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, now I'm going to have to figure out how to turn this off because it's not my iPhone. It's a different system. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Okay, stop recording.